مراسم ایکس باکس چطور الان میارم مراسم ایکس باکس. ایکس باکس هنوز چطور نبودم یه 2 دقیقه بایست نمید. ایکس باکس مراسم معرفی گیم های ایکس باکس امروز همین الان لایو هم. خیلی خوش اومدید. خیلی خوش اومدید. هر جا برم Inflate our impressions and egos by staying tuned. خوبی بچه شدم چطور میارم بالا. همین الان من دیر رسیدم خونه. مراسم ایکس باکس شروع شده حواسم نبوده ببخشید. هر جا برم سر با بگردانم.
Babe, what's wrong?
I'm sorry.
چه نگه عجیبن.
I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything.
چرا مرد؟ نمیر. این همون گیمی نیست که فکر میکنم؟ مال ریک هم مورتی بود. دوشه خودشه فکر کنم. خودشه بچه ها فکر کنم. همون نیست؟ خودشه دی. آره خودشه یا دی ال سی شه یا دوشه. چه اکشنی داره. بازی کردین یکشو قبلیه رو؟ خیلی سمه بازیش. اوهو عاشقانه هم شدن توفنگاش. پشمام.
Yeah, humans are barely sentient. Scientists have done studies and their brains are like
همونه خودشه. سلام بریم ماهتون. خودشه. سلام بریم ماه همتون. خودشه. روشینو
World premiere.
این انجین فوتیجه تو انجینه. تفنگی بهش فوش میداد خودش بود. لینک ها رو هم بذاریم بچه ها بیان. این چه بازیه بچه؟ چقدر بازی داریم بیچاره ایم. تا دریاباد مرسی با 17500 تومن دونیت. آره لایو زود شروع شد چون مراسم ایکس باکس بود. به خدا مراسم ایکس باکس اومدن. والا نمیدونم من ایکس باکس ندارم. این چه بازیه؟ دارم لینک ها رو میذارم بچه حواسم هست. ایکس باکس لعنتی اومده. پشت هم داره میذاره. چه اتمسفری داره، چه جو خوبی داره این بازی. رسونانس 2020 حاجی 2026 همه پولامون تمومه. سر سیستم، سر بازی‌ها، سر همه چی. میخوام برم سر ربشینو. سلام به روی ماهتون عزیزم. رفتن تو با چشم ببینو PS5 یادش بخیر. این چیه؟ چیو دارن معرفی میکنن بهمون؟ کنسول دستی که هست. چه کنسول دستیه؟ یو اوه کنسول ایکس باکس، کنسول دستی ایکس باکس و آروجی. چرا باید نینتندو بخرم وقتی میتونم اینو بخرم؟ دسته جدید چیه؟ کنسول دستی جدید. ویندوز با این تفاوت که گیم‌های سیستم روش داری. رایزن پشمام هالیدی 2025.
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first. And that's what you've seen from us over the years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We champion crossplay and cross-progression. We deliver Game Pass, first on console,
مرسی بده 17500 تومن تا دریابا. بازی مورد علاقه من سایبرپانک رد دد ردمپشن 2 لیگ آف لژندز ایپکس.
Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play. So we're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not locked to a single store or tied to one device. The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows. On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect.
پشمام حاجی.
The highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year. In fact, every new game you see in today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally.
هر چی امروز نشونمون میدن روی این قابل بازیه.
Have the unique experience of Xbox on any screen. That's why we're investing in Xbox Play Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, Smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you. Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today.
ببین باید ببینیم پرفورمنسی چطوریه. پرفورمنسی باید چکش کنیم واقعیت. پرفورمنسش هم خوب باشه دیگه برد. آخه بابا خیلی خوبه. من میخوام اینو. من جدی اینو میخوام. سلام پریپیک چطوری؟ Any game anywhere حاجی رید به نینتندو.
But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment
با آروجی
has
راست میگه با
time.
آروجی داره میبنده.
We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that.
سلام به روی ماهتون.
This is a story-rich action RPG.
وای این بازی.
That I can't wait for you to explore. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the show.
The Blood of Downwalker یکی از بازیایی که من دیوونه اومدنشم. بچه این یکی از بهترین مراسم‌های دنیاست. به جرئت دارم میگم. ریبل وولز. وای حاجی وای بازی حاجی بازیو.
Watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest, they came out into the light. We feared for our lives. We should have feared for our souls instead.
سلام به روی ماهت عزیزم.
The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule.
خونا شما نیومدن که بکشنشون، اومده بودن فرمانروایی کنن.
Turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me though.
بالاخره گیم پلی شو. وای حاجی این بازی رو نگاه کن، تو رو قرآن بازی رو. بچه لایو رو لایک کنید نوتیف بره برای بقیه بچه ها. خدا بیامرزه دورت بگردم. خدا باید صبر بده عزیزم، خیلی سخته میدونم. حاجی این بازی رو میخوام، این بازی رو میخوام. 20 حاجی 2026 بیچاره این، 2026 بیچاره این بچه ها. این پلی رو ببین. سازنده های ویچر توشن ها، کمپانیه فکر کنم نمیدونم به اختلاف خورده بودن و اینا، این کمپانی رو زدن، ریول وولفز. وای حاجی باورم نمیشه. The Blood of دمواکر یکی از فکر کنم بهترین و خفن‌ترین گیمایی باشه که میاد. دیشب وقتمون رو تلف کردیم. مراسم اصلی اینه، مراسم اصلی اینه. دیشب عمرمون تلف شد. اینا اصلی هن. من دیجیتال دارم PS5 رو. حاجی چه چیزای همین. وای بیچاره ایم، جیب خالی پاره ایم. بیچاره ایم. مرسی تا دریا بود بابت 17500 تومان دونید. امی جون واقعا خوشحالم که شما حکومان هستید. من از تنهایی در میاری. شما خیلی خفنید. خفن توی دورت بگردم من، فدای تو بشم من. مرسی ممنونم ازت. سنس مناطق محروم. مرسی بابت 35000 تومان دونید. درود بر آرتی بزرگ، درود به روی ماه تو عزیزم. سوپر میت بوی. بازی باله. حاجی بیچاره ایم، واقعا بیچاره ایم. 2026 جیب نمیمونه واسمون. حالم بد، حالم بد.
Watch your back, Yakumo. You're a wanted criminal now.
اینم که میدونی باید بخرم. نمیدونم دلیلشو فهمیدید یا نه. چون بازی خوبیه.
Breaking the Dark Dragon free has its consequences.
اگه گیم پلیش مثل دیویل می کرایه. برو تو رو قرآن وای نستم. وای سلام به روی ماه دل عزیزم، خیلی خوش اومدی. وای من به خاطر همین یه دونه میخوام بیام بازی رو بخرم. میلیونر چیه ولم کن. وای واقعا بیچاره این. سلام به روی ماهتون بچه ها. نینجا گایدن 4. نینجا گایدن 4. سلام به روی ماهتون. قربونتون برم، لطف دادید شما. مرسی دیدی میلیاردر، مولتی میلیاردر باید باشم اینا رو بخوام بخرم. سلام به روی ماه عزیزم. بتستا ایندیانا جونز. این گیم فوتیجه بچه ها.
Good luck, Indy.
A new adventure begins.
This is where it starts.
سلام به روی ماه هدایزم.
Beneath the streets of Rome.
زیر خیابون‌های
Enter
روم.
the city of Antioch. Find the secret relic. Bring it back to the Holy See. Defend the secret. They worshipped the giants.
Great Circle. تا دریاباد مرسی بابت 85000 تومان دونیت. هدفو پر کردیم. ممنونم ازت عزیز دل من. ممنونم. یه دنیا تشکر. وای سپتامبر 4 2025 این دو سال 2025 و 2026 پول نمیمونه ها برامون واقعا.
World premiere.
はるか昔この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。輪廻の獣は汚れを吐きあらゆる生物を蝕んだ。
این چیه؟ این چه بازیه؟ میخوام اینو هم.
西暦4026年人類は滅亡を待つのみ。
یه چک بکنین ما هرچی دونیت داشتیم داره انگار منفی میشه. اینو سریعا به من اطلاع بدید. اصلا کوشن. اصلا کجا رفت الان؟
The glittering streets of Avalon sure do shine, because they sweep their filth down to us.
این ریمیت هم ما رو بیچاره کرده جی.
Here's to playing in the mud.
این چیه؟ بازی قبلی نفهمیدم انقدر عصبی شدم یه دسته.
Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
You will be paying me back until you fucking rust.
It ain't for the spineless.
Keep your filthy pickers off me!
And it sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep.
چه بازی عجیبیه.
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled!
Lord Griswick.
Burgled!
Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill?
چیز عجیب و بامزه‌ایه. بابا تو رو خدا حساب نشدی.
We can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit.
They were,
Trust your instincts, sir.
tall,
Yes, sir.
built rather slim, well, muscular. Mm-hmm. Was very quick, agile.
Go on.
With a mustache. No, larger.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
They got my good side this time. Breaking in is the easy part.
Your brandy, sir.
Getting away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you. Nah, I have a customer. How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy.
عصبی شدم. اینم بازی باحالی به نظر میاد. هدف اجاره است. اجاره خونه پورت 4 چه 4 نشده. با مسئله داریم ما با الان ریمیت. اصلا منفی خورده. ما منفی نباید. اصلا نمیدونم عصبی ام الان.
It's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
I'll hurt you, you fucking meatsack! I'll leave you with a pissing bed of peaches!
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order. They keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
They just want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him.
That's why it pays to be clever and well-armed. Let's go and end a few arguments. Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon far worse. Time. And if they can rewrite history,
چه بازی عجیب غریبیه ولی باحال به نظر میاد.
they can rewrite us. But look who just found Mummy's keys. Now I can fiddle with time. Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl.
آخه من نمیدونم هر چی سنگه مال پای لنگه آجی. هر چی سنگه مال پای لنگه. روحی داستانیم، مالی داستانیم، کاری داستانیم، زندگی داستانیم. من بازی نکنم که روانی میشم. اگه بازی نکنم همین یه کارم نکنم دیگه بعد برم سلام بکنم به دیوار به قرآن. چه بازی عجیبیه. هشمام Control the future. چه چیز عجیبیه. منو یاد چیز میندازه. اون بازیه بود. اسم بازیه چی بود؟ خیلی شبیه این بود. قدیمی بود. دیسانرد؟ آره. شبیه اون بود. قشنگ بود.
Our creative teams are dedicated to bringing players award-winning, record-breaking, critically acclaimed games. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision, Doom, The Dark Ages from Bethesda, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred from Blizzard, and Avowed from Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox First Party are shipping their most played games ever, and they're also delivering more content than ever before. From original single-player experiences to vast online worlds, our teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make. So of course, our games will be available day one in Game Pass, and every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On behalf of our creative teams, thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent
چند تا چیز خیلی خوشگل معرفی شده اما
stories and worlds are
کنسول
expanding
ایکس باکس
to
و
brand new
آروجی
audiences through
دستی
TV
کنسول
and
دستیش
film. A Minecraft movie and the
Indiana
Fallout TV
Jones.
series broke records
دو تا
and brought
عنوان
millions of
خفن.
players into the game. We have more
Dan
projects in the
Walker.
works as gaming continues to influence film and television like never before. When it comes to growing new franchises,
ایلیا مرسی با
is having a
30,000
year
تومان
like no
دونیت.
other.
شورش با من
From
تموم کردنش
launching
با
a
بچه‌ها.
blockbuster new
مرسی
game
فدای
like
تو بشم
Avowed
من.
to the
مرسی
upcoming
عزیز
release
من.
of the Outer Worlds 2 this October. Obsidian is always delivering great games.
مرسی دور تو
and they have
بگردم.
a third game launching this year. You'll get to go deeper on it in our direct, but until then, let's take a look.
World premiere.
I told you, you can't run from me, you foul beast!
موضوعم چی
New
عزیزم؟
flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything!
Breaking news. There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle, and Dr. Tully when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts are also unknown.
چه چیز عجیبیه این. Get strong. نه حشره داره بازی نمیکنم. از حشره بدم میاد، خوشم نمیاد. بازی که حشره داشته باشه رو دوست ندارم. کریپی باشه خوشم نمیاد. گرافیکا که خیلی پیشرفت کردن. میشه پلی کنی؟ مرسی. کپی رایت نخورین؟ ای بابا گیر میکنه. هی بازی خوبیه ولی من اینو دوست ندارم. مثلا بازی که حشره داشته باشه کنسله.
ND3500 reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log. Attempting data salvage.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan.
آخه
It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area is highly unusual. They become exceptionally aggressive.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
They seem to act more consistently, in coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
Such is our calling. Such is our calling.
سلام بچه‌ها خوبین؟ من بازیم خیلی خوشم نمیاد ببخشید بس همین بلند شدم رفتم. خوبم عزیزم. دیدی هم مرسی بابت 18000 تومان دونیتد. خواهش می‌کنم فدای تو بشم. قربونت بشم من. باحال آنلاینه دیگه، با دوستان میتونی بازی کنی. این خوبه، این خوب آنلاین بودنش خوبه. باحاله، بد نیست. من بدم نمیاد. این بارزو فکر نکن. نازنین مرسی باید 70000 تومان دونیت. امیدوارم تو هر برهه‌ای از زندگی هستی موفق باشی و بدون ما خیلی دوستت داریم، چون تو زمانی که ما ناراحت بودیم ما رو خندوندی. اله من قربونت برم عزیزم. ممنونم ازت. مرسی بابت دونیتت و دعای قشنگت. فدای تو بشه. این چه بازیه؟
Thomas, the ship's breaking apart. There's no time. Evacuate now. Thomas, come in.
Ariane, you sacrificed everything for a new world.
چنل بچه چنل تلگرام حتما باشین. استریما رو ما اونجا میگیم هستیم. بچه تهران اینم باید قشنگ بشه. آنریل انجین چه کرده؟
World premiere.
Welcome to England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock.
چه چیز عجیبیه، چه گرافیک عجیبی داره.
He left you this hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations. Much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the Grand, a hotel famous across the land.
چه وایب عجیبی داره.
Every room used to be in such high demand. your wish I'll command here at the Grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
اوه اینجا رو باید درست کنی. چه باحال.
Renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools.
این بازی‌ها باحال آجی. حالت خوب میکنه. حال
You
خوب
seem
کنه.
like a good man, like he was.
I'm in. They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will wickerman your ass.
What?
You keep looking into things.
چرا انقدر بامزه است؟
Don't make the same mistake.
سلام به روی ما عزیزم. خیلی خوش اومدید.
The only one you can really trust is me.
پیشول. میصرفن. اینم میصرفن. Ghost and Gram coming 2026. باحال بود. شبیه کتاب رمانه فانتزی بود.
There are as many gods in the world as there are stars in the heavens, and when we need their help, they send us a hero.
چه بازی عجیبی داریم.
The defender of my homeland could be my daughter.
She unlocked the heavenly spear, but is she worthy?
You can't rule if the heavenly spear is mine.
패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단의 이익을 저해한다면 당신의 특정 행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을 미칠 수 있으며 반대로 누군가는 당신의 의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을 세울 수 있습니다. 당신의 입장은 온전한 본인의 판단인가?
온전한 본인의 판단인가? 아 그래.
그렇게 믿고 있거나
붙임 많이 했어.
믿고 싶을 뿐.
چه باحال بازی کره ندیده بودم تا الان. میصرفه. من اینو میخوام. بازی عجیبیه. خوشم اومده واقعیت. میصرفت. مودانگ 2 هرتز. بلک فانتوم مرسی بابت 20,000 تومان دونیتد عزیز دلم. میدونم روزای سختیه ولی هنوز خیلی همون که بودنت ایمان دارن. قوی بمون. الهی من فدای تو بشم بلک فانتوم. مرسی بچه‌ها. لایو رو لایک کنید نوتیف برای بچه‌ها بره. اول استریم بازی‌ها رو به زور دیدم. داشتم این مسئله اینور دعوا می‌کردم. وضعیتشو کدوم چه زبونیه؟ شیرکاکا رو خیلی من دورت بگردم فدا سرت. مصیبت دارم من. واقعا مصیبت دارم. کارم، زندگیم، از این بر مصیبت نامه های مختلف عجیب غریب. من هر روز باید با 10 تا چیز دست و پنجه نرم کنم. واقعا یه موقعی کم میارم. واقعا این که خودم از طبقه سوم پرت نمیکنم پایین، یه موقعی باید خدا رو شکر کنه انقدر اعصابم نمیکشه. یعنی یهو یه چیزایی میشه روی هم انبار میشه اصلا باورت نمیشه. هی با خودت کنار میزنی میکنی کنار بیا، هی با خودت میگی نه اینم آروم باش، این یکی هم آروم باش، اینم آروم باش، یهو از یه جای دیگه میزنه، از این ور نگاه می‌داری اون ور میزنه، این ور نگاه می‌داری اون وریش میزنه. اعصاب میمونه واسه من. آخه تو استریم هم الان نمیتونم درست حسابی توضیح بدم، ولی واقعا اعصابم هم میریزه همه چی اینجوری میشه. واقعا کم میارم یهو. یعنی مراسم ایکس باکس عزیزم. علی این خونه خودم هم که هزینه‌اش داره پارم میکنه. با این وضعیت روحی هم کار نکردم این یک ماه درست. دارم میزام زیر خرجا.
Well, hello there. Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing hole, wouldn't you say? When it comes to fishing, Appalachia is a land aswim with opportunity. Yes, you'll find fish of all flavors in every walk of waterway, from its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank, cast your
نم که ویلکام تو ایران. به ایران خیلی خوش اومدید بچه‌ها. یک فریم از ایران.
And when your bobber starts bobbing, reel in the rewards. What do you got on there, Jed? Worms. And how are they biting today?
See for yourself.
Bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when you've caught your fill, pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails. Can you smell that? No matter what troubles plague the future wastelands of Appalachia, you can always find
این بازی هم نمیصرفه.
cozy little joys.
این بازی هم نمیصرفه.
You just gotta know where to look.
ای خدا. این بازی هم نیستم خیلی.
Easy living. Design and build your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the
البته نمیصرفه. چرا خوشم اومد. از این قسمتش خوشم میاد. من این قسمتش رو دوست دارم.
Plant your own peaceful vegetable garden. And nothing warms
اپوکالیپسیه
like a
واقعا.
neighborhood cookout. Community makes a wasteland a waste home.
فالاوته؟
Join today And tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends.
فالاوت
in
بد
beautiful
نیست ولی
Appalachia.
نمیصرفد. آره فالاوت دیگه، چی دارم میگم؟ میصرفد. فالاوت 76 چیزش بود، میصرفد. فالاوت همیشه میصرفد. فالاوت میصرفد. من انقدر عصبی که اصلا گیجم. بازی سولو لولینگ خیلی وقت منتظر اینم. این بازی من منتظر این بازی بودم. بابا پلی کن دیگه تو هم، ای خدا. چیزی دانلود نمیشه، اینقدر داره میمیره. کوآپه 4 تا پلیر. چرا کار نمی کنی؟ ریدی تو کله من؟ رایس باحال باید باشه. من که پلی میکنم اینو من پلی میکنم. این خوبه. نه میصرفد. باید پلی بدیم ببینیم میصرفد یا نه. باید پلی بدیم اینو. این خوبه. من اینو میخوام بازی کنم. کیوت هم، دختر کیوت هم توش داره. نمیر لطفاً. اینو بریم بازی کنیم بچه ها. اینو بریم بازی کنیم بچه ها. اینو بریم بازی کنیم. کیا با من پاین اینو بازی کنیم؟ مرد فکر کنم. من این بازی رو میخوام. دلیلش هم به خودم مربوطه. کیوت. نه من آرومم فقط یکم عصبی‌ام. یه کوچولو. مگه نه؟ خیالتون راحت. فقط یکم دیگه مونده. مثلا استریم میرم اگه خیلی داغون باشم استریم یه دسته میرم اونجا داد میزنم کلام میکنم به دیوار بعد برمیگردم. واقعا دارم سعی میکنم جلوی خودم بگیرم. ریدم تو اینترنت. من ربات نیستم. سگ تو وجودت. مرسی. ممنونم ازت. ریدم تو تبلیغ یوتیوب. نه عزیزم فدا سرت دیر اومدی. بیا عقب بابا سگ تو وجودت. فقط 720. پینگم هم خوبه. استیم هم که نیست نه. وای خدایا، خدای من. ریدم تو. نه عزیزم برای شلوغی نیست. این بازی رو میخوام. این کیوته. این الان برای اعصاب من فقط این خوبه. فقط برای اعصاب من الان این خوبه. نه اینو من دوست دارم. گرافیکش هم خوبه. من اینو میخوام. این برای اعصاب من بهترین گزینه است. فقط همینو میخوام. من الان اینو لازم دارم. تنها چیزی که من آروم میکنه اینه. چقدر کیوته ولی. من دنبال کیوتی و کمالاتم. دوکه معروف. ای بابا. ای بابا. ای خدا. پینگم هم خوبه. پینگم هم خوبه. نمیفهمم. نه بابا ماییم فقط. من بازی کیوتیه ولی باحاله. من دوست دارم این بازی رو. 2026 میاد. من اینو میخوام. من اینو میخوام. خیلی هم میخوام. هی واتساپ و خدافظ. با تو کاری ندارم. بازی اسکیتیه بچه ها. بازی اینجوری دوست دارین شما؟ من خیلی نیستم این بازی ها رو. وات؟ چه بازی رندومیه. داداش نه دیگه، بذار نپذیرم.
World premiere.
World premiere. این دیگه چیه؟ بچه بودم عاشق این مدل بازی ها بودم واقعا، ولی الان خیلی کمتر دوست دارم این بازی رو. چه بامزه. اوه باحاله. احساس میکنم وایب هنریش خیلی زیاده. این باحاله. نه این قشنگه. چه آرتی داره، چه آرتی داره. میصرفت. قشنگ بود، خیلی بازی باحالی بود.
Who decided to show up?
Shit.
You think you can still find your way back home, Phoenix? Looks like they upgraded. You, baby. Let's do this. This is gonna be awesome.
چیز عجیب و باحالیه. Gears of War Reloaded. کیا بازی کردن Gears of War رو؟
World premiere.
چه بازی آرامش بخشی. چی بود من دیدم الان؟ خب بقیهش من هیچی نفهمیدم الان چی بود؟
The Smugglers League is always there. But you won't see us. You won't hear us.
سیاف تیوز انگار که محیطش سیاف تیوزیه.
Is if that's what we wanted. As smugglers,
سیاف تیوز
we deal in
نیست؟
the goods others are afraid to handle. Guns, explosives.
And don't forget the rum.
It's a life of danger like no other. So I guess my question is, can you handle that?
A new role to
Getting your
play.
hands on gold is one thing, but you should know that this is what we're really after. The bigger the boom, the better. Smugglers need to be adaptable. It's more than moving under moonlight and shadows. You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune. Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates after all.
خودشه سیاف تیوزه.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League. You're paying for that.
سیزن جدید سیاف تیوز بود.
World
premiere. World premiere. سانسور کردم.
This is ridiculous. Please, come on.
Are you one of them? You're here, but it's
What the?
Had enough yet?
No, Dad, not even close.
What? The? بازی اینوینزیبل. Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit!
You understand why I had to do this. Accept our rule or die.
تا صبح میصرفت.
I'd like to propose a third option.
Omni-Man!
I'm not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good. I'm...
Okay.
I trusted you.
فایتینگه. سه به سم داره. What the fuck. کاش فینیشر هم داشته باشه.
See how you like
فینیشر دارن. وای 2026 چه خبره؟ ای وای ای وای ای وای بچگی من. دانه سیب یادتونه؟ سفیروس، من عاشق سفیروس بودم. ریمیکش کردن. بابا چه خبره؟ آقا چه خبره؟ بیست طلاییه. Final Fantasy.
Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being, but she may yet be saved by you.
Available today. همین الان میتونی بازی کنی.
World premiere.
اتمسفر عجیبی داره. من دیشب نخوابیدم بچه‌ها. چرا زنده شد ساختمونه؟ ما الان تو نقش ساختمونه ای؟ چیز عجیبیه این. مراقب خودت باشه عزیزم. خیلی خوش اومده. اونایی که اومدن خوش اومدن، اونایی که رفتن شبشون بخیر باشه عزیزم. سلام بر روی ما. تموم نشده نه بابا.
Games like Psychonauts 2 showed how Double Fine excels at creating unique and innovative experiences. And Keeper is no exception. Looking ahead, next year marks 25 years of Xbox. It's a big milestone for the platform and franchises that you helped build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today, you've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe. Creators like In Exile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution. Sluggerfly, making Team Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix, bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players. and Team Ninja returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox. You've also seen the next Xbox hardware release, our Xbox Ally handheld, which lets you bring your Xbox experience and your library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the breadth and depth of the games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox from our partners and our own creative teams. We're seeing more players on our platform and in our games than ever, thanks to all of you. We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately after Showcase, our direct begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at The Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. Thanks for joining us today. But before we get into the direct,
حالا میکروفون
we have
یقه‌ای
a
الان
final
قیمتش دستم نیست ببینم مثلا
world
اقتصادی چی
premiere.
میتونی
Enjoy.
برداری انتخاب کنی واقعیه. جدی میگم مثلا نمیدونم الان چی.
World premiere.
سلام به روی ما عزیزم. نبودم کجا جواب نمیدم عزیزم. محو گیم معرفی گیما بودم.
Welcome to the guild. We have been expecting you. Please follow me.
آره کنسول دسته ایکس باکس با آروجی.
As a global tech leader, our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives.
سلام سلام.
Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action. Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long,
اینم بازیگر بود.
by outdated systems.
بازیگر دارن میارن جالبه.
Instead of redefining them. The guild is safeguarding tomorrow.
میکروفون یقه‌ای من هالیلند مارک 2 بهت پیشنهاد میکنم. سلام به روی ما عزیزم. What?
I'm Emma Kagan, CEO of the guild.
What? چی شد؟ ایکس باکس کنسول دستشو تازه معرفی کرد. سلام عزیزم. نه نمیدونم با من شاید فکر نکنم ولی سلام عزیزم.
Fear.
تو چه خبر خوبی؟
It's a powerful thing. David Mason.
اوهو چیه؟ چیز عجیبی به نظر میاد. بلک اپس 7 بلک اپس 7 چرا اصلا نفهمیدم؟ بلک اپس 7 چرا نفهمیدم؟ خنگم به قرآن. سلام به روی ماهتون. قربونت برم خیلی خوش برگشتید. من دارم براتون تنگ شده بود. بلک اپس 7 باورم نمیشه.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by doing what our studio does best, sequels.
ساعت لایو شدن و اعلام این که داریم استریم میذاریم و تو چنل تلگرام میگم، چنل تلگرام داشته باشین.
The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel, that's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no raccoon tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist.
جشنواره ایکس باکس بازی‌های جدید داره معرفی میشه عزیزم.
There was a Zune 2.
شما خوبی؟ سلام به روی ما
sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage. So trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come along on this journey with me. Part 2.
Let the killing commence.
Obsidian. عجیب کاش
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of Robert
آره سه رو PS4 باید اجرا بشه.
People are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them. This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing, and we're able to make it a much more true Obsidian reactive RPG than we were the first time around. So we're going deeper and more complex with everything for this sequel. Deeper story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company. It's really a complete realization of everything people want from an Obsidian game. Surprisingly, this is the first time in over 25 years that I've had the chance to do a full sequel for a world that I helped co-create. It's really just a fantastic opportunity to explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people are affected by living in a dystopian corporate reality.
You can shoot your way through it, you can talk your way through it, you can sneak your way through it. And so no matter what kind of play style that you like, this is just an awesome franchise and an awesome game to jump into, even if it's your first one.
The first Outer Worlds was a great base to start from, as it has all the elements of a great Obsidian RPG. Interesting characters, deep worlds, important choices. In the Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We also put a lot of investment into skills and traits that impact things like combat, conversations, and areas that we call RPG interactions, which are the part of the world where players can use their specific skills, perks, and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways in our new, bigger worlds.
I love a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our players was at the forefront of what we set out to create. We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies. We also have different equipment options for different playstyles, and different companions with different abilities. In the first Outer Worlds, you start off as the Stranger, which was basically a blank slate to build on top of with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character you want, but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent. You can think of them as kind of like space cowboys or space sky marshals. They're the good guys that go into places and kind of fix everything that's wrong. You're going to be one of those. But we don't tell you why you joined the Earth Directorate. There could have been a lot of different reasons, right?
نه دانیال هیچ تغییر نکردم. قربونت برم رادمن عزیزم فدای تو بشم.
It could be that you're a roustabout and you just had nothing better to do. After you pick your background, one of the really important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes in the first Outer Worlds, we've leaned into traits for the Outer Worlds 2, which are these big changes to your character depending on which ones you pick. So it could be something like Brilliant, where you can tag extra skills and you start getting extra skill points. And that's obviously really great if that's how you want to build your character. You can also go and do something like Lucky, where you get extra critical chance, and you also get a lot of really cool options throughout the game as well. Of course, we brought back dumb, so players love the
شاید
dumb
فارسی
option.
سازشو ریختم براتون بازی کردیم. ویچر 3 رو. ولی اول میخوام رد دد ردمشن رو کامل تموم کنم.
Quite what I meant, but I like your contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventure spirit to good use.
You get like lots of really cool, fun conversation options in the game, but we took that even further. And again, there's lots of elements in the game where you can be dumb and use that for something.
مراسم تموم بشه حالا ببینیم چه جور میشه. فازم انرژیم چطوره. بعدش تصمیم میگیریم که حالا ادامه بدیم بازی کنیم یا بخوابیم.
After you've invested in some of your traits, your next choices are going to be choosing your skills. The skills themselves basically allow you to build on your playstyle and what your character is doing in the game. That will be everything from playing stealthily to speccing for an explosive specialty.
این گیم پلیشه. گیم پلی همون بازی است که معرفی کردم.
Throughout your entire journey, your character continues to change with the different choices you make. In the Outer Worlds 1, we actually had more skills than we have, so we condensed them down to really the core and essence of what we really wanted there. But we made each point that you put into a skill much more impactful. So instead of getting small percentage changes, we actually did much larger changes per point that you put into each skill. And again, all these things, because of how they're checked inside the world itself, can matter quite a bit. You know, just even having one additional skill point in something can open up a lot more options in the world itself. If anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they'll be very familiar with like the perk system. We basically borrowed that, but went even grander. We actually have more perks than Fallout New Vegas did. But here's the cool thing, right? We check and use perks for literally everything. Right?
Yes,
so you can do everything from, hey, I want to make a stealthy build to steal stuff and is really good at that. Okay, great. Well, you can take maybe the pickpocketing perk. So that's not available to everybody, but if you select that, now you can actually go around and steal things out of people's pockets.
Sure.
There's another perk called heavy-handed, right? Where say you're a melee person, what this does is now your power attacks that you use actually knock people down.
Oh man, I really like the serial killer perk. As you start killing people, they will drop hearts. And you can take those hearts, and essentially you're taking these trophies, you could say, and it's actually giving you a permanent health bonus every time you do it.
چه باحال. هر پرکی که میذاری یه قابلیت بهت میده. مثلا اگه دزدیه رو برداری دزدی میکنی. اگه قاتل سریالیه رو برداری قلب میندازه. قلبا رو که برمیداری یه کاری برای اچ میکنه. مثل که نگاه کن چه گیم پلیایی داره. این مثل سایبرپانک اینجا کند میشه.
Flaws were a system that everybody loved from the first game, but we wanted to make it more personal to the player. We wanted it to really reflect how you were playing the game and give you a bonus that you actually wanted to really engage with.
With the flaw system returning, we knew we needed to go bigger, better, and more real than ever before. So, we turned to the team. And I told them, no bad ideas. Give me what you got. Okay, we need more flaws. We need them to be real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You have bad knees? They hurt when you walk a lot?
Yes.
When you walk too much, they hurt?
No cartilage.
Sounds boring. Makes you sound like a boring person, but it's in the game.
I know it.
It's a good flaw. What about you?
I like to take small things sometimes.
So you're stealing?
No, I'm taking.
When do you give them back?
I don't.
Claire. Claire, you shouldn't be stealing. What are you doing? You shouldn't be stealing, Claire.
Tiny crimes.
Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's a crime.
Well...
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the game. But you're a bad person. And are you the one that took my stapler?
Do you need it?
Yeah. Give it back.
Okay.
Please. You, what do we got? Flaw.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
Just lunch break.
An hour?
Oh, I only get 30. You guys get an hour?
I get an hour. I get an hour.
Oh.
PUBG قبلا بازی می‌کردم.
How many fingers am I hold up?
3?
No. Anything else? We'll put it in the game. We'll put it in the game because I feel bad for you. Anything else?
One of my favorite flaws is something called bad knees. It will actually give you the option to take this flaw that'll make it so that you move faster throughout the game. But the problem is, anytime you stand up, your knees are going to make a loud popping noise that makes it so that, well, everyone around you is going to hear you.
Shit.
There's one called Kleptomaniac. This is really interesting because what it does is when you steal something, you can actually sell it for more bits than normal. And like that sounds really great. The drawback is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. So you have to be very careful about how you use them.
One of our more wacky perks is the Sun Gazer Flaw, and it just gives everyone cataracts while playing their game. So everything becomes like light shafts and blooms and hazes, and makes the game pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
Shit.
If you happen to be the type of player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do,
میگه هر پرکی انتخاب میکنی یه خوبی داره یه بدی داره.
Now, you'll get larger magazine sizes on all of your weapons, but if you ever fully empty your magazine, you're going to take a debuff for a while. While we support options like being a gunslinger who wants to key into destructive weapons, or a rogue who wants to alpha strike their enemies before they know what hit them, we also allow for a lot of fun and experimental builds. You can be a mad scientist who utilizes gadgets and wacky science weapons and armors. Or even a psychopath who gains permanent bonuses to health by murdering their friends.
Nothing shows the impact
عجیبیه بازیش.
better than, in my opinion, the
قربونت برم عزیزم رادمن.
early on in Paradise Island.
بازی فینال چی؟
Not only do you kind of encounter this very early, and it's a very core one to the story.
دیسانر یکم هم شبیه دیسانر داره.
Our philosophy of allowing the player to solve problems in a bunch of ways. So you may solve it by, you know, speech options. You may talk to them and maybe have to go do a quest for them and really kind of prove that you're a friend of the Protectorate to get by.
I may have need of your help, stranger. If you are ready to seize an opportunity to
show
fealty to the Protectorate.
You could go guns blazing and you could just take everyone out inside the POI, lower the bridge itself, and kind of get across. You could sneak in, lower the bridge, and then actually sneak in under the bridge to get over to the other side. You can bypass the bridge entirely if you found like certain gadgets, like the shield gadget that protects you from poison gas as you go across, or the double jump which kind of allow you to jump across the chasm and get across that way. There's even a really kind of messed up way, right? Which is players can actually sacrifice one of their companions. Their companion who they just found is part of.
We're no different than the Vrees if we start tossing our own to the rats. I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
I must admit I'm surprised we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised, you shall have clearance to cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
From the very beginning of our discussions about the Outer Worlds,
شما خوبی؟
خیلی
خوش اومدی. سلام سلام.
place in a different colony. This lets us expand on all aspects of the universe. Every colony can be its own thing with its own flavor, and we can center them around anything we want. Any ideas or setting we're interested in. Arcadia is an isolated colony with abundant resources, and it's run by an authoritarian faction called the Protectorate. Their dictatorship is thematically based around the question of how much freedom people will give up for security and luxury. For Protectorate subjects, unfortunately, that answer is everything. The Protectorate is also incredibly wealthy because it was founded by the inventor of the skip drives, which are the Outer World's faster-than-light engines. But those skip drives are starting to cause risks in space-time, which are cutting off all the other
احمد مگه میشه بازی امشب تقریبا 60-70% رو میخوام آجی.
Is an offshoot of the order of scientific inquiry from the original game, and like them are a science-based religion with the same goal of solving universal equations, which will allow them to predict and alter the future to the benefit of all mankind.
آرتی بوک کتاب جدید معرفی کردیم، برید حتما
ببینید.
ببینید.
To focus on solving the equation for the good of everyone, not as a way to simply control the masses. The player's been sent to Arcadia as an Earth Directorate agent to find out how the skip drives are causing the rifts and what can be done to stop them. Each of the factions have their own solutions to the rift problem and their own goals. The Protectorate wants to close them to protect their legacy as the inventor of the drives and their wealth. The Order wants to close them not only for the good of everyone, but also because they're complicating the math they're using to solve the universal equation. And Antes just wants to be able to open and close them at will to control all the trade routes between the colonies. In addition to expanding the themes and lore of the Outer Worlds, we're also expanding the humor, so each faction has its own flavor of absurdity. Anti's Choice is a merger between Anti-Cleo and Spacer's Choice from the original game, and there are corporate representatives in the Outer Worlds. They've invaded Arcadia to liberate the resources for all of humanity, at a profit, of course.
One of my favorite things from Fallout New Vegas is the radio system. It was just iconic for me, and I wanted to make sure that the Outer Worlds 2 had that. So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major factions. You also have a ton of music. Each station might have like, I think 20 tracks of unique music that we've made for it. It's a lot of stuff. But the really cool part about this entire thing is that we actually put a lot of reactivity into the radio. So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world that you've been interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a problem for the Protectorate folks, if you listen to the Protectorate radio station, they're going to be cheering you on as a hero.
Wonderful news, everyone. The Zeranium gas leaks at the
چه باحال رادیو داری. خوشم اومد. من از بازی که رادیو دارم خوشم میاد.
Some hotshot for hire just managed to fix the electrum leak in their repair facility. Now, I'm not saying we caused it in the first place, but we sure like the idea of all those broken auto mechanicals and all the excessive gasping and choking involved.
The factions and companions are great examples of how we're going deeper and more complex this time around. They're integrated into the game's storyline much more than we did on the first Outer Worlds, and like with everything else in the game, they have a lot more reactivity. There are 6 companions in the Outer Worlds too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they are also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth Directorate agent like you, and he's looking for your help to decide whether he wants to become an even better agent or to turn his back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol's part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin. That's right, she's a deadly mathematician who may or may not have some unfinished business to attend to with the player's help. There's also a cultist named Azza who is part of a sub-faction that worships the rifts, and in her case, violence in general. You can choose to either turn her away from overt violence or support her chaotic and dangerous tendencies. At one time, Anti's Choice had a program to graft soldiers with animal parts to make them more formidable. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work and most of them are now dead. There's a combat medic who survived, however, named Inez, and she wants the player to help her fix her graft, among other things. Finally, there's Tristan. He's a Protectorate Arbiter who is judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one heavily armored package. It is your choice to either help him judge wrongdoers or show him what true justice looks like.
We definitely have reactivity in the game based on how you've been treating your companions. I won't reveal the end of the game, but let's say if you have not been treating them well, you will find out at the end of the game what that means.
Companions are a very, very important part of merchandising, because that's the real beauty of the sequel. We're talking merch, baby. It is the lifeblood. It is what fuels us. Do you want to see some of my ideas? Hop, hop. Check this out. Gen Alpha loves body pillows, especially ones that look like human beings for some reason, right? Who needs a significant other when you could have a knife-wielding space psycho up in your sheets, huh? What do they do with them when they get them, huh? Maybe a little napping, maybe a little snuggling, maybe a little nut.
The visuals of the first Outer Worlds depicted a frontier colony in space. The Outer Worlds 2 is driven by an invasion of the Arcadia colony system by Anti's Choice, which shifts the visuals to be more reminiscent of a World War I-like setting in space. That evolution is seen across all aspects of the game, starting with the factions. How do you militarize everything, including extreme capitalists or math-crazed scientists? In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The Sovereign uses it to maintain control. Anti's Choice uses it to help their bottom line. The Order just wants to show how it exists within the grand plan. We want players to feel like Arcadia is a living, breathing place scarred by a long-standing war. Fairfield, one of the first towns you encounter, was once under protectorate control, but has recently been taken over by Anti's Choice. They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Anti and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion helps us push immersion for our players. One of our priorities in visually realizing the world of The Outer Worlds 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story. The first Outer Worlds was really about the player interfacing with corporations. And while we have that in The Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures. And then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun finding really cool stuff.
چه باحال. جدی خوبه بازی قشنگیه.
We've aimed to make everything in The Outer Worlds 2 better from top to bottom. The RPG elements were the start, but that's touched our story, our art, and especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original. That's first and foremost, right? Like, we all want to add in a bunch of things as you're making a sequel, right? We want to make it bigger and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought, we did not need this consultant. We've made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in The Outer Worlds 2, thanks to my patented combat system.
خب پاره میشم میگم دیشب نخوابیدم.
Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C. Capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're going to take those people, we're going to make them buy the sequel, giving out pounds, pounds, pounds. Quick ones, ha, ha, not you, Dan. Here we go. What comes after C? O. Optimize for player satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers, okay? I want to make them happy. So let's, okay? All right. Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet, sweet pre-order. Clap with me. Sweet, sweet. If you don't have rhythm, Brandon, just say it. Sweet, sweet pre-order. Everybody has a different rhythm, and it's blowing mine. And here we go. B, burglarize. What is this? It's basically just finding new ways to loot dead bodies. You know what I mean? Right, Otis? Okay, well, it's a big part of the game. A, you gotta agonize about how many people are gonna be angry that we have just put so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us? Huh? We can't have one love story in this? How many people have been in love? Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you're in love. Okay, are you lying?
I have a wife.
Put your hand down. T, toi. In French, that means two, sequel.
I think that means 3.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Come on, Claire. We're on 2. And how do we end it? Anything is possible. And we've established that we're the best there is, and there's no sequel better than us. And if I could just say one more thing, thank you very much. I know I've kind of changed the world of video games today.
For The Outer Worlds 2, we wanted to improve gunplay in every way. We focused on improving the feel of each weapon, the way a weapon snaps into ADS, the way recoil feels when firing, and how impactful our sound effects really sell the weapon's fantasy, to things like how unique reload animation can add a lot of character to each weapon. We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Bourse Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode like grenades.
What the fuck?
Can even be eaten by the player for additional health. We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game.
What?
And every time it levels up, it's got
این
fun
مراسم
fanfare
Xbox
where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. We have a really fun weapon called the pop-up gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles.
What?
While your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage.
What the fuck?
New to the Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and escape, distraction devices to bait enemies into a stealth attack, and even science grenades that will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly. And of course, science weapons are back.
کمبات‌های عجیبی داره دیدی؟
Favorites, like the shrink ray. This time it's been upgraded so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a sprat and run over them, exploding them into bits.
The shrink ray, that was probably my favorite one from the first game, so we brought it into the second game, but we improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk, and we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them, because we knew that that was the player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies, they wanted to kick them, so we made sure to double down on that stuff.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover all kinds of different things, and they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed. And we have another one that's just super cool called the Spectrum Dance Saber. This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit you do. One of my personal favorite weapons is called the Big Bang. It's just a big freaking gun that uses material harvested from rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy, vaporizing everything in its path. Now, ammo's extremely rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off what we thought was really great for the player from a science perspective.
We're all about letting people play the game their way. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view, taking in all of the details. But there are others who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not allow both? Well, now you can swap between the two, letting you enjoy the experience.
هم این مدلی میتونه هم فرست شوتر میتونه بکنه. اینا خیلی از بازی‌ها باید منظم داشته باشه.
One of the things I really like about
خیلی حال
having the
میده.
third-person mode is being able to see all of the fun and unique
هم اول شخص میشه هم سوم شخص.
weapons that you can equip your player with. All of the actions that you could do in first person, so you're double jumping around, you get to see your character in that way, and you get to take in the world and see things in a different light.
The Outer Worlds 2 is really the biggest game we've ever made. Bigger choices, more reactivity, more weapons, more things to find in each of the worlds the players can visit. The team has done incredible work bringing the Outer Worlds 2 to life. And we can't wait for you to play it.
Even though we've always been a multi-project studio, this is going to be the first time we've ever released 3 games in 1 year. It feels amazing to do. We're so excited for more people to be playing our games. It is truly an exciting time here at Obsidian. We're exploring worlds big and small while expanding on franchises that we've created, and we have no plans to slow down. We hope you all continue to come along with us as we do what we do best, make your worlds your way.
چقدر طولانی شد مراسم. بازی خوبیه. جدی بازی خوبیه.
With the Outer Worlds 2, we're all about the best place to play, which is also the promise of Xbox. And all these beauties. And play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, and this is an Xbox. So you cannot take it out of one slot now. You'll get early launch the sequel portion of the direct. Absolutely just game.
گراوندد 2. سلام بهار، چطوری؟ خوبی؟
We're so proud of Grounded. What started as a small passion project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant, trying to survive in a backyard, grew into something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built, crafted, and fought off giant bugs together. Y'all helped make the entire experience very special to us. The team's been cooking up a ton for Grounded 2, and we're so excited to talk about it. And to grease some palms to steal a bit of time from the direct to give you a deeper look. There were so many possibilities and ideas that didn't make it into the first game, so with the sequel, we have the chance to dream bigger. To achieve those dreams, we partnered with the amazing folks at Eidos Montreal. Together, we're taking Grounded from the backyard.
اصلا بازی که حشره زیاد داره دوست ندارم واقعا. با این حال محیطش به نظرم جالبه ولی چون دوست ندارم یهو رندوم سوسک و موش و فلان اینا ببینم خیلی نیستمش.
We knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to creatively make games with an honor.
نیستم بازی که تو حشره باشه زیاد نیست.
Player connections. 2 years after the
and Pete.
They're a couple years older, which means they've gone through a bit more high school.
نیستم این بازی کلا نیستم.
Backyard. Environments.
سلام به روی ماه تو چطوری عزیزم؟
Was evacuated really quickly right before our team a topsy-turvy environmental storytelling.
بابا اصلا خوشم نمیاد از این بازی.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park, and so there's all these toxic chemicals under the ground. The environment looks very cool and very spooky with all of these sort of chemical pools, and of course nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach. We are oftentimes looking at it as have these abilities.
خوشم نمیاد بازی.
In Grounded 2, not only will there be those
واقعا خوشم
watching
نمیاد
us
از
try to
بازی.
keep up with all of your game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded is the variety of players it attracts. From
واقعا
builders to
نمیصرفد.
crafters and everything in between. If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term
نمیتونم بازی که حشره زیاد داره نمیتونم.
I love going out, hitting things, and
حال
bringing
نمیده
the
بهم.
materials like insect body parts
واقعا حال نمیده بهم.
back to my friend's seed.
وا هلونایت کاری نه هلونایت اونجوری نیست این حشره خیلی خوشم نمیاد. چه خبر کجا بودی چرا نبودی بابا؟ پیرمرد شدم آخرین بار که دیدی من جوان بودم الان پیرسگی شدم.
It was really important for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience because that was the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for since the very first Grounded release. Mounts. Our mounts, we call them buggies, have an entire suite of moves and have their own special abilities and attacks.
We really wanted the buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible. And that meant making sure that buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and travel. That has gameplay implications for combat, crafting, and building as well. Just like how we wanted to expand on player playstyles throughout the game, we're going to make sure that every buggy that we add has its own personality.
The Red Ant Soldier can enlist up to 2 Red Ant workers to follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight when you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but they're heavy hitters. Some to stun lesser-powered insects, and the ability to shoot webs and entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers won't be your base-building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that. But they're super fun for exploration and combat. Red Ant Soldiers and Orb Weaver Spiders will be available at game preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the 2 we're starting with.
حوصله‌ام سر رفت. جون
The
آرتی.
connection that our grounded community has with us is something we want to keep forging with the sequel as we make an even bigger game than the original.
Pretty much from day one,
Salam
we
روی
knew
ماه
we wanted to
عزیزم.
return to game preview for Grounded 2. Sure, it comes with some trade-offs, like the game's not done and it's out to the world. But there's so much value in building it alongside the community.
خسته شدم.
Buggies change how you traverse and navigate the park. What we're doing with Grounded is we're actually keeping zip lines held back.
این جشنواره ایکس باکس اولش داشت همه چی خوب پیش میرفت.
We can tweak zip lines to
ولی این بازی اصلا بازی قبلی خیلی هیجان انگیز و خوب بود. بعد اون بازی اینو به من نشون دادی خب من دیگه اصلا با این حال نمی‌کنم.
Feedback loop helped shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brook Hollow Park, archetypes, buggies, all of it. We also learned a lot from that first time around.
نمیشه زد جلو لایو چیو بزنم جلو. نه روی من که بدترم شده.
Story, characters, world building, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre. So this time, we're starting with a much bigger baseline.
و این تموم شد میام بزنم برم دستشویی بیام دیوونه شدم.
ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
One of our favorite parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they interpret it. Because you never know what might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to hit our groove at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through was key to building trust with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with update pacing and scope, and what we found resonated the most with all of you were bigger, beefier updates, even if it took us a little longer to land. So, that's the plan. Larger, more complete updates spaced out just enough so we can take your feedback seriously and make every drop count. You can expect in our big updates new buggies, new biomes, new building pieces, all the good stuff. And we're launching with a public roadmap so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
All of us at Obsidian Entertainment and IDOS Montreal are super excited about how close we are to letting all of you players get shrunk a second time and explore the all-new park on buggies in Grounded 2. If you're a returning Grounded player, we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements. If this is your first time getting Tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits you in Brook Hollow Park. It's time to ride together and survive together.
We have been expecting you. This is where it starts.
تموم شد سخنرانی بزرگشون.
Change the world as we know it. Can you handle that?
چقدر حرف زدن.
Let's do this. I'm in. I'm here to even the odds. Any objections? Here's to playing in the mud. And when we need their help, they send us a hero. Here we go. Please, follow me.
عناوین قوی اومده حاجی. عناوین قوی اومده.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations.
Keep your filthy pickers off me! You think I care?
چه بازیایی حاجی. من نصف لایو یا هرس خوردم یا خوابم برد دیگه کم کم.
had enough yet? Form up!
چه بازیایی ولی قرار بیان. من کنسول دستیشو خیلی خوشم اومد.
The Xbox Game Showcase just gave us a look ahead at what we'll be playing in the coming months and years on Xbox. And here to help me break down what was shown off, I am joined once again by Sydney Goodman, Michael Hyam. So good to see you both.
Hello.
Back. So good to see the crowd back, entertained as they were by the Xbox Showcase. As we were.
همین لایو IGN لایو ایکس باکس تموم شد.
I think we have to start